Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, I am the Bronze Goddess, and I'm actually here to do this video. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that my youngest daughter just recently celebrated her 7th birthday. For the second year in a row, she opted to make her own birthday cake. So there we are, gathering all of our ingredients to bake our cake. We have our eggs and our flour and all that kind of stuff, getting ready to make our cake. And, you know, one of the things that I always do is I'm always the one who cracks the eggs and puts them into the bowl. You know, I just kind of am paranoid about her leaving a shell in there. So, you know, she just turned 7. So anyway, rock with me for a minute. So anyway, as we're putting everything together to make this cake, it really dawned on me that oftentimes this whole process is a lot like life. You know, a lot of times we get broken, just like those eggs get broken and they're a necessary part of the ultimate goal. We get broken, and that's a necessary part to get us to where we ultimately want to be. So what I wanted to just say in this video just really quickly is, if you're not prepared to be broken at some point in your transition, then you don't deserve where you're going to get. You don't deserve that blessing as big as it is. You don't deserve it if you are not strong enough to fight for it. Oftentimes when people get broken, and when you're making a cake and you're like whipping everything together, and you feel spiritually broken, you feel emotionally whipped together, and you just feel like you're at the end of your rope, and there's kind of a fork in the road at that point. You can either decide that I'm going to fight for what I believe in, or I'm going to give up. And oftentimes we give up. And I wanted to do this video to encourage you that this is a necessary step in where you need to be. Some people feel like because it hasn't been an easy road that God has not blessed it. That's not true. God never said it was going to be easy. He did, however, say it was going to be worth it. So what I wanted to say for you guys out there, if you're in the middle of being broken spiritually, emotionally, and you're being whipped on spiritually and emotionally, and what you want seems so out of reach, and this is the hardest point, this is the peak for you, I just want to remind you that this is a necessary step in the process, and you must trust the process. If you trust God, you must trust the process. Yes, you may be broken, and you may feel whipped spiritually, and you may go through the fire, and things may get hot in the oven, if you understand what I'm saying. But all of it is necessary. It is a necessary step in the process. You know, back in the day, I remember taking my very first culinary class was baking and pastry. And I remember talking about leveling agents, things like baking soda, baking powder, and eggs. These are all things that you use during baking that can help your cake or bread or whatever to rise. And an egg in this particular situation, in this cake, is important to help you to rise. Being broken is a part of you rising and elevating to the next step. If you understand what I'm saying, it's a necessary step. Some of you are still on this why me? What happened? Why isn't this easy? Why I gotta fight so hard? Why it seems like I'm the only one that gotta fight so, like you're still on that woe is me kick. This egg in the situation, which is the trouble and whatever pain you're going through right now, being broken is a necessary step. This is going to help you to rise. This is the leveling agent that will cause you to rise up and be exactly what God has called you to be. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You know, I am somebody who I love metaphors. So, and I am a chef, so I got to throw some food in there. But I want you guys to kind of get it, because some of you are in the midst of being broken. You feel spiritually beaten. You feel whipped. You feel like you're in the oven and things can't get any hotter. Things can't get any harder. And you don't know if God is still with you. Just like he was with them in the oven, he's always there. Even in your darkest time, you are never, ever, ever alone. No matter how rough it is, but you have to fight for what you believe in. You have to fight through this process. If you don't have what it takes to fight through this process, you don't deserve your blessing. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that's exactly what it is. You don't deserve it if you don't have what it takes to fight for it. You're going to quit because it got hard? Because it got difficult? That's not what God called you to be. He called you to be more than a conqueror. If you want it, fight for it, no matter how hard it is. No matter if you do get broken, if you do feel spiritually whipped, if you are in the oven and it's hot and it seems like it can't get any hotter, this is the point. This is right before things get better. Right before. If you quit now, you will have quit too soon. You will have quit too early. It's like watching a movie and you're just into it, and feel like it's taking too long, and you walk out 5 minutes before the ending, and it's the most incredible ending in the world. It's like watching a Miami Heat game and you think the game is over, so you turn the channel, and then you find out the next day, did you see the game? The last 5 minutes was crazy, man. LeBron went off. That's what life is like that sometimes. You don't want to quit now. You could quit right before things get good, right before things get better. You are on the cusp of things getting better. Don't you dare quit now. I love you guys.